Hello, my lovely listener, and welcome to Space Cadet, a cosmic podcast show that taps into astrology and divination to bring forth messages of motivation and guidance for your journey here on planet Earth. I'm your host, Stace Orion, and this week we are going to face our fears together. We are going to pump love and courage into our sacral chakra so we can step into our power safely and with love. Your higher self is knocking at the door of this energetic portal. Will you say yes and rise to meet your destiny? Because Spirit says it's time. Hello, hello. Okay, there is a lot going on energetically right now. There is a lot of push and pull energy in the astral realm, and I want to take this moment before we get into it. I want to take this moment and remind you of just how powerful you are. You have a strong mind, you're brilliant, and you know what you're doing. And at this point, it's important to surrender with how much of a badass you are and welcome what is coming, okay? What is coming? Well, to give you an idea of where we are in the astrological placements, the sun here in the northern hemisphere is currently in the fixed air sign of Aquarius, along with the planet Pluto. And by the end of the week, the sun, the moon, Mercury, and Pluto will all be in the sign of Aquarius, which is going to make things super interesting energetically. Now, the moon is currently a waning crescent, meaning she's less than half lit. And she's asking us to embrace this yin energy. Yin energy is dark. It's receptive. So she looks like this. Well, she's a little more full than this, but this is what she will look like at the time of this recording. And she is currently in the mutable fire sign of Sagittarius. So this brings a really interesting dynamic of feminine energy being reflected back to us. So waning crescent, yin energy, but also in the fiery sign of Sagittarius. So think the fierce Kali Ma or the black moon Lilith, the dark and protective side of the divine feminine, right? The mama bear in you that puts up with no one's nonsense. This is what we are experiencing this week. This is the energy that the moon is reflecting back at us this week. And by Friday, she will be completely dark as she enters into her new moon phase in the sign of Aquarius, okay? Same as the sun. Now, the reason why I started with the little pep talk at the beginning is because this week's energies are going to be a little bit topsy-turvy. They're going to feel a little frustrating. They're going to feel a little confusing, and unexpected energies and reactions could pop up for you this week. Everything in the cards is a dualistic energy. It's calm and it's fiery at the same time. It's chaos, but it's also balanced. And what I'm getting is that we are going through massive energetic shifts. And because of that, it's unlocking a whole new level of the game for us. Okay. massive energetic shifts. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system, and it represents going big. It represents growth. It represents your potential. And what I'm getting is this feels like a big unveiling. The unveiling of your higher self. One of the cards I pulled for this week was the Two of Wands. And what this represents is your dominion. It represents your power. It represents recognizing and understanding your power. Do you see how she's looking? She's like standing at a gateway, at a portal. It's like she's looking in the mirror at herself and she's like, oh, wait a minute. All of this work that I'm doing is helping me recognize my power. All of this work that I'm doing is helping me understand that I have the world in the palm of my hands. I create my own reality through my choices and my actions. That's power. Having dominion over your reality. And because of that, because you are able to, we got the King of Cups again, because you are able to maintain emotional stability throughout all of this, because this is, this could get messy real quickly. But because you're at this point, because you are looking at yourself, you're looking at your future, you are looking at your power in a new level up way, I believe a lot of us are going to be connecting to our higher selves. You've reached the point in your journey where you are able to see yourself in a more evolved light. You're essentially shifting gears. You could be feeling super sensitive right now, physically and emotionally, which is leading to tower moments or ego deaths, you know? That can feel really confusing. Like feeling like you're on top of the world and then all of a sudden you're completely doubting yourself. That's kind of the vibe for this week. And that is why your higher self is coming in to support you, to assist you. Because you could be feeling super sensitive right now, physically and emotionally. You could be feeling that imposter syndrome that we talked about last week. That could be leading to tower moments or ego deaths. It could be really confusing. That's kind of the vibe for this week. The energies can feel really confusing. 1 minute you're on top of the world and the next you're completely doubting everything. It's like, not only are you feeling overly emotional and physically contracted, your body is physically contracting, you're not sure why. It's maddening. And this has something to do with closing out your karmic past. We talked about that last week too. Some of you in essence have cleared out your karma, your past karma, and that could leave you feeling a bit vulnerable in this new beginning. Stepping into your life purpose, stepping through that portal, seeing your higher self for who they are, and trying to connect the dots. If you want more personal information, look into your natal chart, look into your north and south node placements. See what signs they were in when you were born to get more information about how this could affect you, what this means for you. Because this portal is going to require you to dig deep. It's going to require you to come face to face with the version of yourself that is the real you. Sagittarius Jupiter energy is like, you're a big deal. And it's time you recognize that you're a big deal. It's time you come face to face with that. It's time that you connect to your higher self. And during this time, I'm laughing because it's like, it's a beautiful moment of growth, but it's also, it can leave you feeling quite vulnerable. And Spirit says, I'm hearing Spirit say, don't worry, don't panic. Like, Stace, don't. Spirit is here to assist you at this time because this is important. This level of growth is important for your own personal journey. Spirit says you are meant for greatness. You're going through massive energetic shifts in order to level up and to help you receive what's coming to you. Spirit says patience is key right now, to go slowly. We may be experiencing massive shifts, but the best way to deal with that type of growth is to go slowly. Know that you are learning how to fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with everything that you are becoming. Last week was all about love. Knowing that you are divinely guided, knowing that the angels are with you. Sagittarius is temperance energy. That's Archangel Gabriel helping you come face to face with the power of your creativity, the power of your self-expression. Finding clues to where you are going, finding out clues to become who you are meant to be. In essence, you're going to be learning how to talk to your higher self. You're going to be learning how to trust them, how to take their advice. Because with all of this push and pull, frustrating, dualistic energy, what better teacher to help you and support you through this time than your own best self, your own teacher? You are your own teacher. You are your own best role model, your ultimate mentor and guide, right? Your higher self has the power to help you fortify your boundaries and build your courage and strength in order to get through this part of the journey. Think of the snake shedding its skin. Think of a butterfly breaking through the cocoon. That shit is painful. It could feel like you're regressing. It could feel like you are going backwards. Spirit wants you to think of the tortoise and the hare, the story of the tortoise and the hare. The hare was overly confident in its abilities to win the race, and so it stopped to take a nap. And meanwhile, the tortoise was taking baby steps the whole time and ended up winning. The hare overslept and lost the race because it was overly confident. Spirit says to go slow and just remember, you just have to take baby steps every day, every single day. As long as you are taking tiny action steps, as long as you are maintaining your routine and taking baby steps towards your goals, you will make it to your destination points. But if you let this energy, this expansive energy, make you overly confident, you could end up resting on your laurels and stop taking action like the hare. You could end up procrastinating or letting your shadow side take over you. And those tower moments will overwhelm you. And if at any point on your journey that you're feeling that overwhelm, if at any point you have a hard time dealing with the energies, dealing with your own thoughts and your own feelings, I highly recommend you check out our Flip Mode episode or our Ego Death 911 episode. I am not a doctor. I'm just an entertainer. I'm just a channeler. So nothing I say should be taken as medical advice, but you can always refer to those episodes for support, to remind you of how powerful you are and to remind you that you're on the right track in spite of these setbacks, in spite of these ego deaths. Remember, this is massive energetic shifts. You are leveling up hard and you are being rewarded by connecting with your higher self. You are being rewarded. You are not being punished. You are stepping into your truth. You are stepping into your power. Spirit wants you to know that you hold your reality in the palm of your hands. You have the power to create your destiny. You have the power to clear your karma. You did that. You earned this. It may feel painful. It may feel comfortable, but that's because you are leveling up, dog. You were meant for greatness. All this week, whatever happens, know you were meant for greatness. You were meant to get through this. You were meant to survive this and get stronger as a result. We're going to get channeled messages from your higher self. We're going to ask them why this is so painful, and we are going to get support and encouragement from them. So we have a jumping off point moving forward for those moments when we contract, those moments when our thoughts feel like someone else's thoughts, where we start doubting ourselves, where we start becoming impatient and contracted. We are going to practice observing all of that, going slow, and learning how to communicate with our higher self, right? That's what we're doing right now. We're being shown what is happening energetically. You are being shown that you are incredibly powerful, that you were meant for greatness, and that your higher self is here to help you and support you, not to scare you, not to overwhelm you. And the astral energies, it's coming off as this divine, protective, feminine aspect. So not only is your higher self coming in to help you understand, communicate, grow stronger through this, but she is the side of you that is your protective mama bear side. The divine feminine aspect of you will cut the head off of any enemy, great or small, trying to come and attack your dreams, especially your own negative thought patterns. Kali Ma is with us now. I feel it. There are some powerful Venusian energies coming through as well. There is energetic potential flowing to your manifestations right now. This is what we're being shown. You are at a moment in time so full of potential that spirit and the family wants you to be able to receive what is coming, okay? You're being prepped essentially. And spirit wants you to remember that all of this is important data. Everything holds value, the good, the bad, the ugly. And we're going to get some channeled messages on what to do when the darkness shows up, what to do when we are feeling contracted, what to do when we are feeling overwhelmed by our own truth, okay? You are stepping into your power. Don't be afraid. This is happening in the collective, so you are not alone. And in fact, the more people that can reflect this energy, the more people that can stand in their power and step up to the plate, step up and acknowledge their higher self, the more of a ripple effect that's going to have out into the world. This is an exciting time. It's not a time to be scared. It's a time to be aware and pump love and courage and health into your sacral chakra, being fearless, taking baby steps. You can do anything in baby steps. Becoming a master of this realm is not easy, but you're doing it. And we're going to get to know our higher self. We're going to embrace our truth. We are going to step into our power. And we are going to face our shadow, our past, anything that's left unfinished, any lessons left unlearned. We are going to face them. We are going to face them with love and courage and know that we are divinely protected, supported, and guided. Okay, let's channel our higher self. Let's get to know them. Let's ask them for advice. Let's ask them for messages on how to get to know them, how to communicate to them. So, higher self of the collective, maybe please channel your energy. How can we get to know you at this time? What is the best way of communicating with you at this time? this is all pentacle energy. It's physical. Your higher self is asking you to feel this week, to feel your body. If you are unsure about anything, take some time out to educate yourself, to remember that you're learning. This is all new to you. And while your higher self knows what's good for you, knows what's best for you, you're still learning. So one of the best ways of communicating with your higher self is to just be curious, to not assume you know. 2:22 on the timer. You're making magic right now. And this was an energy that I experienced last week of being super frustrated, like getting to the point where I was so overwhelmed by what was happening in my reality that I was struggling to keep up emotionally and mentally. Five of Pentacles is about feeling lack. It's about feeling like there's no one around to help you, like you're all alone. She has this beautiful flower, this beautiful energy inside of her, and yet she feels empty. There's this feeling of emptiness. There's a feeling of left out in the cold, right? But with the Eight of Pentacles here, I also got this for the week, okay? The Eight of Pentacles is about mastering something. It's about diligently working in the physical on your manifestations, on bringing something to life, on perfecting something. So again, there's that dualism. There's that frustration, push and pull of your old habits, wanting to be a perfectionist, wanting to get everything right all the time. You're an overachiever. Spirit's like, we know you're an overachiever. We know you want to get this right. Your higher self says, we know you want to get this right. You will. Look at me. You do get this right. You do master your energetic stability with your rationality in order to manifest all of the things that you want. But this is a long road. It's a journey, and it could be painful. Going from a caterpillar to a butterfly is incredibly painful, but it will reveal your truth. And not only that, but it will help you grow creatively. It will help you expand spiritually. It will help you see the world in a whole new perspective. Can you imagine going from a little glowworm on a branch to this incredibly painful transformation and becoming a butterfly? Being able to see the world from a whole new perspective? Because that's what you're getting into. That's what the Sagittarian Jupiter energy is showing us. You're stepping into a whole new level of the game, and your past, your South Node, is bringing up really tough push and pull energies. There's going to be a lot of that in the astral this week. It's going to be reflected back to you. You will feel it. You will feel that in your body. You will feel that contraction. You will feel that emotional frustration. But the more you can be curious and know that you are the tortoise, you're going to go slow as shit in order to do this safely. You are expanding into a whole new level of your reality. You are learning about a part of you that is phenomenally powerful. And you could feel like completely on your own. But that's not true. You have your higher self, and your higher self is going to help you walk this path. Your higher self is going to help you turn into them, who you are meant to be. Stepping up to your power, stepping up to your truth, stepping into the role you were always meant to play. And thank you, Spirit, to never forget that aspect of you. Never forget your inner child. Never forget the aspect of play. You remember this, right? This is what you've healed. This is what you're healing from. And this new energetic beginning is asking you, your higher self is asking you to remember that this is all an experiment. You are learning, you are growing, you are educating yourself. Experiment, have fun, asking you to play, to learn, to fall and get up again and again and again, building courage and strength along the way. Hi, Spirit. Your higher self has a fierce love for you. Again, think Mama Bear and her cubs. Your higher self knows what you're going through, knows what you're dealing with. And while you may not have all the answers right now, they do. They know what's good for you. They know what's best for you. And they know how painful this is. Why is it so painful? Spirit, higher self, why is it so painful? Why is growth so painful? It can be painful because you're taking on too much. You see, Ten of Wands energy is, she's got these beautiful flowers on her back. She's trying to make this beautiful garden, but she's in pain. She's alone. She's burdened. She's frustrated. Your higher self knows the burden of being great. Your higher self knows the burden of being misunderstood and having a hard time sharing the real aspects of what you are and who you're trying to be. It can be a lonely road. Being a visionary can be an incredibly lonely road. And we can make it worse for ourselves by trying to take all of this on ourselves. But that is the beauty of our higher self coming in now, is to help us with this, to help us learn how to give our burdens up to spirit and to trust in the universe and to trust what we are being shown, to move forward with curiosity and playfulness instead of trying to do it all ourselves, trying to do it alone. Give up your burdens to spirit at this point. Give up your burdens to spirit and know that you're on the right path. It may be painful, it may be frustrating, but you're stepping into your power. Never forget that. You're creating your legacy. You're building the foundation to your empire, or whatever that is. Spirit says, your higher self says, the more you can understand that the phases of life, do you see the different colors of this umbrella? You know, think of the medicine wheel, north, south, east, west. They all represent different times of our lives, different cycles of our life. And if you can remember that hardships are temporary, just like wins and celebrations and successes are temporary. But if you can look at that as data, if you can see through the eyes of gratitude, see through the eyes of your higher self, know that your higher self is always with you and speaking to you and trying to guide you and protect you, then these frustrations, these moments, these painful transitions, they're temporary. Sagittarius is a mutable energy. Nothing is set in stone. So you're going to expand and contract, okay? When you are contracted, when you are and your mind is like going a mile a minute and you're frustrated and you're like, oh, like fuck. Take some time out. Take some time out. Like her, this Four of Swords. This is part of our homework for this week. When you can take time out and meditate and connect to your higher self, you can gain perspective. When you can rest, when you can slow down, and I know that's difficult. I don't know about you, but my life is very fast paced. The work that I do during the week is very fast paced. It's very 3D. It requires me to expand. It requires me to be on point, to take care of myself. Your routine may be vigorous, which all the more reason to take time out and to process what's happening, what you're going through. So it can be painful if you don't realize how supported you are. It can be painful if you try to take on everything yourself and not take time out. But when you can take time out, when you can set some time aside to connect with your higher self, oh baby, you can make better choices, and you will learn how to fall in love with yourself. You will learn what is in your highest interest. You will learn what your higher self sees. Your higher self is like, you're a badass. You're a badass. You're a spiritual gangster. The spiritual realm loves you, loves working with you. And the choices that you're making are encouraging massive growth and potential in your future. The choices that you're making today are influencing your future so much to the point where you are now able to communicate to an aspect of yourself that you couldn't before. So this is all good. It's all powerful. It's encouraging. And if at any point you feel contracted, if at any point you feel frustrated, know that 1, you are divinely protected and guided always. 2, you have a library of support and references and external confirmation within the Stace Cadet Library. You can always go back and listen to those timeless messages to receive external validation, external confirmation, and support and guidance. And 3, you're learning, okay? You're learning. And everything that you're learning is going to help you build you up to be the most beautiful, powerful, loving version of yourself. My nose itches. That's confirmation. You have freed yourself, right? You have freed yourself from your karmic past. The cage that you were in, the mental mind cage that you were in, is open now. And not only is it open, but you have grown wings to fly out of there. You have grown wings to fly above, up and out, ascend from your problems, ascend from this form of thinking, this form of suffering, this form of self-sabotage, your lack. You have the ability, your higher self is trying to communicate to you that you have the ability to rise above, fly above it. Fly above your problems so you can take action, so you can see things from a higher perspective. Because in order to build the new, you have to destroy the old. This is Kali Ma's territory hardcore. We're going to pull a card from her deck and we're going to get some encouragement and support from her. But Kali Ma understands you have to destroy the old in order to build the new. You have to kill off the old. You have to cut off the head of the old. You have to cut the head off of your old ways, of your old patterns, the old ways of thinking, in order to build the new. That's why it's painful. But this type of pain, it's like going to the gym. It is building muscle. It hurts to build muscle, but it's necessary in order to grow. It hurts to break open a cocoon and to try to navigate a whole new world. Like what does a caterpillar think after its internal organs have been turned to complete mush and reformed and reshaped into something with wings? Your higher self has wings. You now have wings, and you are like out of the cocoon and like airing them out, and you're like, what the fuck is this? I got wings? And your higher self's like, yeah, dog, you have wings. You can create your own reality. You can fly and ascend the matrix. You can ascend your own bullshit and create a better reality for yourself. You can choose better. So let us ask now, Kali Ma. Let us ask, Kali Ma, please come in and help us destroy the old. Help us stand up to the plate. Help us rise to our destiny, rise to our fate here in this new beginning. Help us know how to use our wings. Help us know how to use the sword of truth, our truth, to bring about the new, to help us strengthen our mind-body connection, to help us think better thoughts, to make better choices, to know that creation comes at the cost of destroying the old. Transformation comes at the cost of old habits that no longer serve us. Okay, sick. We got two. We got Chinnamasta and we got Kalorartree. Forgive me if I'm saying those incorrectly. The divine feminine is hardcore. Kali Ma is hardcore. Chinnamasta, it says, sacred severance is her radical grace. She is our soul's power to shed and survive, to outgrow and evolve. When the soul needs to separate itself from that on which it once relied, be it a view of ourselves or the world, or a group or belief system that cannot support the truths of the heart, she is the capacity, sovereignty, and courage required for self-liberation. That's what this is. You are liberating yourself from this nonsense. This is how powerful you are. This is how powerful your higher self is. Self-liberation, dude. Systems of oppression within your mind and your world will be overcome. You have the power to sever your attachment to the past and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation, healing into a path that is worthy of your heart. The fifth of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses is the most shocking form of Kali, Chinnamasta. She is the divine feminine avatar, self-decapitating and partaking of the blood that emerges from her throat. The name Chinnamasta translates as beheaded. She signifies a powerful activation of the spiritual path. Through the confrontation of oppressive behaviors, self-limiting attitudes, and intellectual dominance of intuition. The head is the symbol of the known, of thinking, of forms of authority. It is the head that wears the crown, the sign of status and power. Unrestrained by authority, she is able to overpower it. For our human selves, the head is the focus of control. So during a Chinnamasta initiation, you will not understand what is happening and you won't know how everything is going to turn out. This is as it is meant to be and not something you need to worry about or fight against. Okay? Confirmation. Thank you, Kali Ma. Thank you, Chinnamasta. This is confirmation that we may not know. You may not know what the fuck is going on with you this week. And that is meant to be. Okay? You are meant to accept it. You are meant to work with it. You are meant to bring love into the situation. Think Aquarius energy. Despite the inherent violence in the image, Chinnamasta is not dead. Blood is flowing. She is very much alive. No matter how severe the challenges you are encountering, no matter what you let go of, which you once identified with or cherished, your life shall continue. You, the real you, which is not you who you thought you were, is breaking free into more life, not less. Sometimes the old systems have to fall for the new order to be established. Things will never be the same because your real self is powerful enough to shed the false layers and radiate its inner beauty and wisdom more freely. Oh my God. You are so fucking powerful, dude. You are stepping through the portal of your higher self. You are stepping through the portal of your power, dominion, your power, your truth. You create your own reality with the choices and the action that you make. You are fucking powerful, dude. Chinnamasta shows us that the transformation is not about trying to change others. It is about tackling our views, our fixed identities, and our attachments to power and status. Even if a situation is causing us pain and it appears to be under the control of another person, Chinnamasta initiates us into using our spiritual power to free ourselves. Her teaching is that we have the means to become free within us. We do not need to control outer circumstances or other people. Within us is the energy we need to continue on our path. We can draw what we need from within, from our higher self. Chinnamasta leads us into deeper terrain where we can release tendencies to self-sabotage through ignoring our intuition, truth, and needs. We have the power to get out of our own way. Oh my God. Cutting off the head of who you once were. Your higher self is like, hey, baby, this might be painful. This change might be disorienting. You may feel burdened. You may feel like a caged bird, but you're not. You are a powerful, regenerative soul. Your mind is powerful. Your truth is powerful, and you are stepping up to it. You are recognizing it. You are connecting the dots. And that process is painful. That process requires this level of understanding what that means. And the more you can rest and understand that this is a journey, understand that you're in it for the long haul, the more you can pour love into yourself, take time out and process, okay? Go slowly. Come back to yourself again and again and again. Saturn is in Pisces right now. Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces right now. That's conflicting as shit in my mind. 8 of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. And that could make you feel completely alone. It could make you feel like you've done all this work and now you have to walk away from it, or now you are severing ties from it. But it is to bring in something better. It is to bring in the new. That's how powerful you are. And you are completely guided and completely loved. And you're not crazy. There's so much happening energetically in the astral, in your own personal evolutionary journey, in your own evolutionary changes. You're not crazy. You're just learning how to go with the flow. You are learning how to be the new you. And the new you is so dope. It's fucking powerful. It could change the world. And I think that's why it's so painful, is because on some subconscious level, your body and your subconscious knows what's going on, knows what's coming. And it's your mind that is causing the chaos. It is your mind, like, look at all of this. It is your mind that is keeping you from expanding. Your mind's like, I don't like it. I want to go back to what's safe. Your ego's like, this new era is terrifying. This new era is unknown. It's unfamiliar. But Kali Ma is like, but I'm powerful. Your higher self is like, you're more powerful than all of this. You are better than all of this. You deserve the best. You deserve what is coming to you, what you are manifesting. But the only way you can do that is if you let go and clear out the old in order for the new to come in. It's a process. It's a process. Okay. Kalorartri, she appears beneath the cloak of night, revealing the truths that must be known to set the heart free. She offers you an opportunity to engage in a profound and enduring transformation. This will lead to a powerful rebirth, free from even the most persistent patterns or pains of your past. Your soul is in deep healing. Recovery can be painful, but that pain is temporary, and you will emerge renewed and released. In time, you will greet your rising destiny from an entirely new and improved inner foundation. You are blessed to experience a new life within this lifetime, dog. It says the goddess Kalorartri appeared when a warrior violated the rules of law and violently assaulted enemy troops resting under cover of night. She appeared in terrible form, making sounds that expressed her horror at the suffering taking place. This is the weeping and wailing Black Madonna. No matter how people try to cover up what is happening, glossing over things with cleverly manipulative words, she is the truth, witnessed and laid bare. For those who have been cajoled or coerced to deny their intuition and authentic experience, Kalorartri breaks through the crazy making and brings us into the truth of what is happening. She brings the relief of truth, even when it is difficult to bear. She breaks open toxic systems and reveals deceptive behaviors. In unmasking the terror of what has happened or is still happening, we become able to disconnect from sources of abuse so we can begin to heal the trauma. That which is not acknowledged can never heal, and it is doomed to be repeated. The acknowledgement of Kalorartri is not an intellectual understanding, but a bone-deep agony of release. It is like pulling the thorn out of the lion's paw. It hurts, but is the way that leads to healing, rather than the hurt that would come from trying to ignore the thorn and dealing with increasingly negative consequences. It says this oracle brings a message of total change, of a need to let go of what has been so that a new form can be established. Thank you. Thank you, Kalorartri, for confirming what we have discussed. You will not know what the new form is going to look like, just as you do not know what you will dream of before you go to sleep. As you enter into the spiritual sleep, you cannot know all that will happen. Yet this is Kali, so we can trust. This is the divine mother, divine feminine protector. Sleep only comes when we let go. So too, this deep and restorative spiritual surrender can only happen when we are willing to let go of our attachment to what has been. This form of the goddess is said to ward off dark entities, ghosts or spirits, and negative energies as they all flee upon her arrival. The sanctuary of night and all it entails is a temple for healing with the goddess. So the many gifts of Kalorartri include increased fearlessness and freedom. The oracle guides you to trust in her protection and her promise that under her guiding hand, you shall become all you are destined to be. I love Kali Ma, Jai Ma Kali. I love Kali Ma so much. She's such a badass. She takes on so many forms just like you, dude. She is mirroring the power and the strength that you have in this new beginning in destroying the old. That is what Kali Ma represents, the fierce love of the divine mother, of the divine feminine, finding peace, calm, tranquility in the destruction of the old and the building of the new. American poet, painter, essayist, author, and playwright E.E. Cummings was quoted to have said, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." And that makes me emotional every time I read it. It's because of your choices. It's because of the choices that you're making to choose better, to take accountability, to come back to yourself again and again and again. Even when it feels like You're up against the world and you're all alone. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are, which is a badass. Expanding into the unknown, stepping into the unknown, hanging on to emotional stability like a king, recognizing that you have dominion over your fears, you have dominion over your own mind. Everything starts in the mind. Stepping through this new portal and connecting to your higher self, saying goodbye to the past, saying goodbye to what no longer serves you, being okay that there may still be residual lessons that need to be learned, residual debts, karmic debts that still need to be paid, that could pop up, and say hello and bring tower moments. But you are on the road to your double rainbow reality. You are on the road to mastering this new beginning. And not only do you have the power within, not only are you divinely protected and guided by some of the most fierce and powerful energies of the astral realm, the more love you can bring into the situation, the more curiosity you can bring into the situation, the more you can look at all of this whole leg of the journey through the eyes of your inner child. Remembering that while the path that you walk is not easy, it's worth it. Spirit, your higher self, wants you to know. They are here to remind you that all of this is teaching you how to step into your power, how to step into your truth. And while it's frustrating that you don't know what that is, you don't know what that looks like yet, you have the encouragement and the support of your higher self telling you, I'm worth it. I know what you're capable of, and I know that giving up the shit, giving up everything from your past that wasn't working for you, letting all of that go is worth it. You are a beautiful creator. You are a beautiful soul with much to give. And you can achieve anything in baby steps. You can achieve anything you desire. Your higher self is like, look at me, bitch. Look at how awesome I am. You weren't even able to comprehend me before now. You weren't even able to know what I was until now. But because you have been doing the work, because you've been coming back to yourself, because you have been taking time out to care for yourself and to stick to your routine, I am revealing myself to you. And I am telling you that the work that you are doing is setting you up to become the legend that you are meant to be, setting you up for the success that you are meant to have. Take this week slow. Know that there's a lot happening energetically right now. Massive energetic shifts. This is what I heard. Massive energetic shifts. You're not crazy. You are divinely protected and supported through this transformation. It may not be pretty. It may not feel good at some points. It may feel like everything that you everything that you did before is not working, but you still have the life force of your heart flowing through you. You still have the protection and the guidance of your ancestors, of Kali Ma, of the Divine Mother. Let her support you and encourage you this week. Let her nurture you and remind you that this is all meant to be. It's for your highest good. And if you can remember during this Aquarius season, if you can remember to bring love into the situation, if you can remember that your thoughts influence what you're feeling, your thoughts influence your actions, and that you are not giving up on yourself, you're giving up on the things that no longer serve you. You are bringing in the version of yourself that you have always known yourself to be. You are bringing in the armed and militant version of you that can take this powerful, dynamic energy of the Divine Mother and utilize it for yourself to bring in victory, to bring in your own wins. You are now working with and aligning with your higher self to become your most authentic version of yourself. It's powerful, it's painful, but your higher self says it's going to be worth it. They know that this is worth it. They know that the lessons that Pluto has to teach you, the lessons that this Aquarius energy has to teach us, is more powerful than anything you've experienced in the past. It's more beneficial than anything you've experienced in the past. So to let it in, painful experiences, learning curves, frustration, let it all in. It all holds data that will lead to more power, to more self-love. It will open you up to your truth. Remember the tortoise and the hare. Remember that it's not about proving anything to anyone. It's not about pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion or pushing yourself to the point of physical pain. If you are contracting, if you are having physical side effects, like if you are experiencing migraines, if you are experiencing insomnia or feeling emotionally reactive, that's okay. And there's also a possibility that those energies aren't even yours. It's possible that you stepping into your power is attracting unwanted energies, right? It's that residual karmic part of the game. Because you're healing old patterns, old thought patterns, and closing out these cycles, you could still end up attracting energy that's not yours, or energy that takes you back to where you were. That's what you're clearing. That's what you are destroying. That's what you're moving away from. So don't be alarmed when these things pop up. Don't be alarmed when you react, when you contract. Take those moments to observe. Take those moments to slow down and to get back into your body. Like the oracle said, pulling the thorn out from your paw. You do that so you can heal. You pull out the thing that's causing you pain in order to heal, so that you can move on and grow stronger. Call on your higher self for support. Call on spirit, call on the ancestors, call on whoever you need. Remember your wolf pack. Remember the Stace Cadet Library. Scroll, if at any point you need support or external confirmation, scroll through that list of titles, and if anyone sticks out at you, give it a try and see if we can't offer you some support as you're going through all of this. Spirit, are there any other messages of guidance or support that we can close out this reading with? Thank you so much to our higher self. Thank you so much to Kali Ma for helping us recognize that this transition, this transformation is important. Recognize that we don't know everything, and that is meant to be. And that while we are walking into the unknown, we are still safe. We are protected to keep going. We are encouraged to walk into the unknown. We are encouraged to walk into the darkness, to have fearlessness, faith, and the understanding that this is all meant to be. Spirit says you are the Queen of Swords. Be the Queen of Swords this week. This reminds me of Princess Turandot. Princess Turandot is about a princess who fiercely hacked off the heads of all of the suitors that came to her because they couldn't answer her riddle. She had three question riddles, and none of them could answer them until her true love finally showed up and could. And I'm pretty sure the way the story goes is her true love showed up and answered her riddles with riddles that caused her to reflect back on all of her actions on her own truth. And that's when she realized what was good. That's when she realized that this person who could reflect her truth back to her was her true love. And that's what she needed. Your higher self is reflecting your truth back to you so you can rise above the old, rise above bad habits, be guided by your truth, and know that that is going to help you soar. It is going to help you escape from this mental mind prison, remind you that you have wings to fly. You're learning how to use them. At this point in the journey, you are learning how to use them. You are drying them off. You are freshly out of the cocoon. You are drying them off. You are in pain. You're a little scared, but you know that it's only a matter of time before you know how to use them, before you turn it into artwork, before you turn it into magic, and you step into your power. This is all a journey, and this is just for the week ahead. We don't know what's coming, but we know that we are guided. We know that we are protected, and we know that we have resources within our higher self. We have resources and support within this community, and our ancestors, spirit, our guides, our angels are always available 24/7 to help us through this transition. I'm so stoked for you. You're stepping into your power. If you do mirror magic, remember to cleanse your space often. Remember that can invoke the attention. It can draw in the attention of other energies that you don't want to share yours with. So remember to cleanse your space. Remember to take time out. It's important to schedule time out so you can process. And that this is a journey, but because of who you are bound to master this. You are bound to become a master of evolution, a master of change, and your higher self is here to confirm that. I'm so proud of you for not giving up. I'm proud of you for dealing with your shadow side like a badass. And we are going to continue to support each other through these transformations. We are going to continue to support each other on this journey. You can count on me. You can count on your higher self. You have support. You are not alone. You've never been alone. But I hope you feel it in your bones. I hope you feel it in your heart. Stepping into your truth and stepping into your power and falling in love with yourself. Falling in love with yourself for the first time. Falling in love with yourself over and over again. And evolving into your higher self, who you were meant to be because you were meant for greatness. Those are all the messages I have for you today. Join us next week for more divinely channeled messages assisting us in this game called life. Thank you so much for listening. Please take care of yourself. Keep going. And I will see you on the other